Here's your wrestling news for September 20th, 2022, and we're kicking off today with Raw, which was promoted with an exciting United States Championship match between Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins, with the latter hoping to win his first title in WWE in over 3 years. Unfortunately, that wasn't meant to be, as Matt Riddle appeared towards the end to distract Rollins, a decision that has annoyed fans. On social media, fans expressed their displeasure for the finish, calling it predictable and arguing that Rollins should have won. One fan said it made Rollins look weak as the WWE veteran lost over a distraction, and also made Lashley look weak as he only won because of a distraction. Despite being a heel, it's impossible to ignore the massive fan base Rollins has, and many fans are ready to move on from his feud with Riddle. Hopefully, their Fight Pit match at Extreme Rules will be the last we see of these two, giving the Visionary some much-needed time to actually win a title. Now, for the past few days, WWE has had some bizarre segments involving the song White Rabbit. The Jefferson Airplane song has been playing during commercial breaks and before live events, and has been accompanied by red lighting, with many suspecting that this is related to Bray Wyatt. While these incidents have played out at untelevised events, now fans watching around the world have had their first taste of the White Rabbit. During Raw, Austin Theory was seen warming up for his match against Kevin Owens, and viewers noticed a QR code during the segment. Scanning the code brought fans to a little animation of a white rabbit playing Hangman, with the question asked who destroyed the world, and the answer was, "You did." The video also says 9/23, which is September 23rd, which is the date of this Friday's SmackDown, meaning Bray Wyatt could be returning to WWE as soon as this week. A lot has been made about the White Rabbit teases and the video fans found on Raw, and one fan thinks they've discovered the answer to this mystery. On Reddit, a user named Bang Bang noted how on July 4th, Wyatt tweeted asking fans if they know anything about Self, Arkansas, which has a place called the Devil's Hole. A search of the Devil's Hole in Self, Arkansas brought our intrepid Reddit user to a 2004 forum in which a lot of crazy stuff is shared about the area. It's not the content, though, that's worth noting, but the moderator of the thread, who goes by the moniker White Rabbit. If WWE are using an online forum from 18 years ago to tease the return of Bray Wyatt, then that is some serious long-term booking. It's worth noting that Kross, who worked in Lucha Underground as White Rabbit, has also responded to the bizarre segments we've been seeing, saying he's flattered to be remembered for that, but told fans to assume nothing. Whatever the White Rabbit is, it has fans hooked to find out more, and for Bray Wyatt, his long-awaited return to WWE could be a handful of days away. Fans saw the latest tease featuring the song during this week's Raw, and now Bray Wyatt's concept artist has dropped a tease of his own. Kyle Scarborough, the man who designed the original concept art for The Fiend's mask and props, took to Twitter and uploaded an image of a white rabbit, fueling speculation about Wyatt's return. In a later message, Scarborough said that he's drawn Kross in the past as well, as many believe that the former NXT champion could be the White Rabbit, a name he used years ago in Lucha Underground. If Wyatt does make his return to WWE, it'll be another huge win for Triple H's work as head of talent relations, and we'll hopefully get some answers on this Friday's SmackDown. On this week's Raw, Austin Theory had a fantastic match with Kevin Owens, and while it seemed like Theory was going to get the win, that didn't happen. Instead, Owens' longtime friend Johnny Gargano appeared, carrying Theory's Money in the Bank briefcase, distracting the youngster long enough for Owens to get the win. While Owens and Gargano teased a team-up to face the Alpha Academy in the near future, the direction for Extreme Rules seems to be Theory versus Gargano, possibly with a stipulation in mind. In 2020, Zack Ryder was cut from WWE after 15 years with the company and has since rebranded himself under his real name, Matt Cardona. After years as little more than a jobber in WWE, Cardona has become a major star outside WWE, but is now making his return, sort of. On Twitter, the former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion said he's returning to the WWE Network after recently making his debut for Progress Wrestling. Progress is streamed on the WWE Network, and Cardona said how he even defended his Internet Championship, marking the first time the title will have been defended in a match on the network. Cardona has become a king of the indie scene, and it's not hard to see why, and while he may not be interested in a fully fledged WWE return, his fans will get to see new content featuring the former Broski soon. This November, WWE will host its annual Survivor Series event at the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. This will be the 36th annual Survivor Series event, but this year will also mark a first time ever for the show. As first reported by The Ringer and later confirmed by WWE themselves, this year's Survivor Series will be headlined by 2 Wargames matches, one for the men and the other for the women. It was also confirmed that this year's event will ditch the Raw vs. SmackDown battle for brand supremacy that we've seen since 2016, as Triple H told The Ringer, "We'll have a men's Wargames match and a women's Wargame match. The tradition of the Survivor Series has ebbed and flowed and changed slightly over time, but this will be similar to that. This will not be Raw vs. SmackDown, it'll be much more storyline driven. I still look at it as a traditional component to Survivor Series in there because it's large teams of people competing. We just upped the ante a little bit with Wargames and made it evolve." Wargames was once a staple of WCW and has been used in NXT in recent years, and it's now time for WWE's main roster to step inside the iconic double cages. Since his rise to power as WWE's head of creative and talent relations, Triple H has made a lot of changes to the company. From bringing back released superstars to ending NXT UK and announcing NXT Europe, a lot has changed over the past few months, but some things will always stay the same. With Vince McMahon gone and Raw reportedly considering a TV-14 rating, many fans are hoping to see blood be a regular occurrence again, but as Triple H explained to The Ringer, that won't be the case. "The world has changed, the world has evolved, I don't think it's necessary. If we have talent that gets cut open, usually you'll see them roll out and they'll get looked at to make sure there's nothing dangerous. I'm just of the opinion right now, given the state of the world and the pandemic, and at the end of the day, what we do is dangerous enough without intentionally making it more dangerous. Yes, we did feature bleeding for a long period of time, but we've changed that practice, and it's irresponsible to go back. WWE isn't fully against blood, but it is used very sparingly, which makes the time that fans do see it even more special. AEW is no stranger to blood, with weekly Dynamite sometimes seeing someone be busted open, but while WWE will still have plenty of hard-hitting matches, don't expect a Crimson Mask. Back to Raw, which saw a segment between Damage Control, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka, and despite the talent of all 6 women, this was disappointing. The only highlight of the segment was that Bayley accused Bliss of being a biter, to which she replied that both she and Lily bite, which some have taken as a nod to a steel-biting Kenny Omega during the AEW All Out fight. As for the rest of the segment, there was little of worth, with it all setting up a match between Bliss and Bayley, which was also not up to snuff. The Bliss-Bayley match, the main event of the show, didn't feel like a headliner, despite both women having star power and many accolades each. The bout saw Bayley dispatch of Bliss, and it's clear that WWE is setting up the role model as the next challenger for Belair's Raw Women's Championship. Perhaps if this hadn't been the main event, the match wouldn't have been viewed so harshly, but putting this bout as the final match of the night was the wrong move for everyone involved. Now, CM Punk has been a source of controversy in AEW as of late, as he is believed to have instigated the backstage fight during the All Out media scrum. Punk also had some explosive comments during the post-All Out press conference, and there's now a new controversy for the former world champion. In 2011, Tamilian Vanish made a handful of appearances for AEW and has accused Punk of being a racist. During a stream, Vanish made the accusation, while also claiming that he experienced discrimination while appearing for AEW. CM Punk is one of the biggest fucking racist pieces of shit I've ever met in my life. He is one of the worst guys I have ever met from AEW. I did have an experience with CM Punk. I believe he acted the way he acted, maybe because of the color of my skin, maybe the nationality, the heritage I represent, I don't know. But at the same time, I've experienced discrimination in AEW, absolutely 100%. This is a very serious accusation for Vanish to make, though it's unclear when exactly they crossed paths, as his most recent match for AEW was in June 2021, months before Punk's debut. Perhaps Vanish was backstage after Punk's debut but wasn't used, and neither AEW nor Punk have made a public comment at this time. Right now, CM Punk is suspended for his role in the AEW All Out fight and could lose his job in due time, so this explosive accusation is the last thing the former world champion needs. Before his return to AEW TV at All Out, MJF hadn't competed since Double or Nothing in late May, but there was a time when it seemed like he wasn't going to appear. After no-showing a FanFest event, it was reported that MJF had booked a flight to go home, worrying fans who wanted to see him face Wardlow. In the end, MJF showed up and did the job for his former bodyguard, but was coy when speaking to Ariel Helwani this week about what happened. "I cannot confirm or deny there being a plane ticket. I'm a businessman. I do what I have to do in order to ensure that whatever needs to be done, it gets done. When I went home, I made it clear to Tony Khan, I said, pay up or daddy won't show up. I took my fiancée to Greece and Italy. I then went home and stayed home for 3 solitary months because the fans don't deserve to see me unless they pay money." AEW has big plans for MJF at Full Gear, as he has a guaranteed shot at the AEW World Championship, and we imagine Tony Khan will try and make sure that what happened at Double or Nothing isn't repeated. Back to Raw, as Finn Balor and Damian Priest took on the unusual team of Matt Riddle and Rey Mysterio this week in the continuation of their feud with Rey. Last week, Finn Balor offered Matt Riddle a spot on his team, but the original Bro declined the offer, causing Riddle to become the group's next target. While Riddle and Rey had the upper hand for a little while, Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley would get involved, and by the end of the match, Seth Rollins would take out Riddle. Dominic then got in front of his father, kneeled down, and asked Rey to hit him with the chair, but the veteran refused to hit his own son, paying the price for this by being hit with a Balor sling blade and a coup de grace for the win. Post-match, Rollins and Riddle confirmed that they will compete in the Fight Pit at Extreme Rules, but it remains to be seen what's next for Judgment Day's war on Rey Mysterio. And we're ending with Adam Cole, who hasn't competed for AEW in some time, as he's been out with a concussion for months. Cole hasn't been seen on AEW programming, but he has been seen with Tony Khan, as the AEW president shared a photo of himself and Cole at a recent Jacksonville Jaguars game. A recent report from Dave Meltzer suggested that his in-ring return may not happen at the Full Gear pay-per-view, which is scheduled to take place in November, but while Cole's wrestling future is uncertain, he seems to be having fun with the boss outside of the ring. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.